you much too much. I love you much too much. I've known it from the start, right from the start. But yet my love is such, I can't control my heart. Love you more.
Yep. Welcome back to Strikeout Bros. What's good, Lash?
What's up, man?
Oh man.
Um, it's
Yeah.
it's been a good day today. If we're
Well,
going by present day, but
I mean,
it
nah,
could
I
be a good
wouldn't
day for
call it
both of
that.
our teams tonight.
Nah,
And live, you gotta live in the moment, enjoy the
yeah,
wins if they come.
there's no enjoying anything anymore. Baseball has been taken away from me, bro. And thank God I have golf, bro. Because seriously, bro, like I focused
It's
on
stress
that.
relief.
Yeah, I focused. No, well, it can be, but it's tough out there. I had a really bad game last week, man. Me and Johnny went out there, it was horrible. And I redeemed myself yesterday. I went out there and played yesterday by myself, and it was fun. I did
Oh,
my
really?
Yeah, it was good. I did that before work and shit. Then I went to the Met game, obviously, and that was horrible. I mean, whatever. Let's talk about something else for now, and then we'll come back to those, miserable guys in Queens. But you guys,
We've had a good homestand.
yeah,
They're what 17-11 at home. It's
not
weird,
bad.
man. I didn't look up the stats, but I'll look up next week. Their stats at home versus like as far as like their numbers at home and stuff. But they swept. They took 2 out of 3 from Detroit, so that was good. And Detroit's terrible, so it's not nothing to be excited about. They have like one of the worst bullpens in the league. Anyway, and then the biggest surprise was they took swept the Rays, and the
That's
Rays
crazy. That's crazy.
and the Rays been out, and it's weird because last week they beat the heck out of us. They scored like they won what 16-6 last week against us in Tampa. They just killed us, and they swept us in Tampa Bay, and then they came here and we swept them. I'm starting to see some light of hope in the starting rotation for the team. It's just been a really slow grind for them. They're just slowly getting together.
Yeah, I see that.
Bassett pitches tomorrow against his former team, the Blue Jays. Boz pitched yesterday his first game against Tampa Bay. Not his first game against him, but second time around. And anyway, he had a good outing. He came from Tampa Bay, and he's been terrible. Eflon is gone. Who else? There's just so many people that they've just been struggling, and then they don't go along. They don't pitch into in depth. They don't pitch long. They don't have long innings for the bull. As far as the starters don't go long. Forces the bullpen to be used, and then you just it's a big mismatch, and then it's just the bullpen gets worn out quicker. They have a rotation as far as they don't have a closer because he's still out for the year. He Felix Batista had a setback, so he's not going to be back until probably either mid May probably maybe after the All Star game.
Yeah,
Who
you
knows?
need
But
pitching. We have pitching for you. We can give you pitches. We can give you Peralta. You know what I'm saying? And you give us something for that. But
the only
yeah,
way you trade Peralta if you know you're not going to resign him. That's the only way. Or he tells you, which this is the thing with Boris agents, they don't tell you what they're going. They don't make deals with you in the middle of the season, so
no,
you have
no.
no choice but to not. You can't offer him anything. He's not going to take. You can, but he's not going to take it. So
Yeah.
what's the point of offering? You know what I mean?
I mean, at this point, I feel like we should dismantle, but we know whatever. But look, I'm looking at the numbers for you guys in the last week, right? So your heavy hitters have been Henderson, Ward, and Alonso. It's amazing. Alonso's been batting. He's in the last 7 days. I'm talking about. These are the numbers for the last 7 days, all right? So in the last 7 days, Alonso's been batting. He's batting 318, bro.
He's batting good, but
He had, he had two.
he's
He
not
had two.
clutch.
He had two home runs in the last 7 days, and 22 at
Yeah,
bats, 7 hits.
a
It's
lot of doubles,
mediocre.
so he's doing
Yeah,
okay.
he's doing it. He's trying to do something here. Okay, look, let's look at the strikeouts. He only struck out 3 times in the last 7 days. That's fucking amazing.
He's getting better. My
He's getting
problem
better.
with him, I don't know if it's just me, but every time I turn on the game, it's always every time I watch Alonso's bats, it's always like runners on and like 2 outs, and he always pops up or
Yeah,
strikes
he
out.
can't do it. He can't
And
do it.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, it's like he always hits home runs when either you're
No
down by a
pressure.
thousand or you're winning by 1,000.
Exactly.
And okay, so the thing is you know, outsider like you, because you're now an outsider watching him, you're like, oh wow, he's actually doing pretty good. He's not having. But then if you ask me, like, oh my god, I think he's doing terrible because I watch him every day. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Just
But
like how you think, you know, Alvarez is doing terrible. You know what I mean? Or whoever on the Mets is doing terrible. Or
yeah,
you know
because we want
what?
him to hit every single time. You know what I'm saying? But it's so hard to hit the ball. I forget sometimes how hard it is to hit. 100 mile per
Yeah.
hour fastball. You know what I'm saying? By the way, the Mets are about to lose this game. So
No, I was
men are
just gonna
first and
ask you.
second. Men are first and second. No outs for Mr. Williams,
Let's talk it
right?
out.
And it's gonna be over in 2 seconds. Steers up to bat. Steers 1 for 4 with a K today.
Jeez.
And like I said, men are first and second. No outs. Top of the ninth. This is definitely gonna be. Now it's a 0-2 count for Mr. Steer, but I guarantee you
You need a double
that
play here.
yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. To be honest, I want them to lose this series. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a double sweep, right? And then Miami comes in, and hopefully Miami can come in and sweep them too. Because
You have one more
that,
game tomorrow?
no, that's it. This is the third game of the series already.
No,
I
you didn't
was
get
there for the
swept.
first. If we lose this game today, we get swept.
Oh, I thought they won the first game of the series and
No,
lost the
no,
second.
nah, we didn't
Oh,
win
that's
it.
right. They lost 7-0 the first one. That's right.
We've lost 5 in a row. We got swept by the Marlins. We came home and we lost
Oh,
2 more. And so yeah, we lost. We
there you
won the
go. One
last one in
out.
Washington, but this is crazy, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
One out. There you go.
You got yeah. I'm behind. I'm behind. Yeah, one out.
Oh,
One
okay.
out. Man, our
Well,
first and second. Man, our first and second. One out. But whatever.
need a double
But
play.
we'll keep track. The whole play gets them out of it and they win the game. But I highly doubt that's gonna happen. But
Well, you're down
back
by.
to
You're up by 2, so they the only way for them to they basically have to hit a home run.
two.
A double's not a
Nah,
double
two.
will tie
A
the
double
game.
will tie the game, bro. You know.
Yeah, which is not the end of the world because you have a last lick, so you can
Yeah,
win it on a walk off.
yeah. But we're talking about the Mets, bro. You know what I'm saying? The Mets can't hit, bro. They have a serious problem. I don't know what it is, but you know who else has a serious problem? The Chicago Cubs, man. I don't know what the
I
hell happened.
know.
That's crazy.
Dude, I have the numbers here. Let me just pull it
Oh,
up
please, let's hear him.
because it's just mind blowing because they were hot on fire. This is what happens when you have a good lead because if you start out fast and you do well,
Yeah,
when you hit a bump in the road, if you lose 10 in a row, they're
it's
still three
okay.
games above
Yo,
500
but look at this. They're still five
and they're
games
in the
behind.
division.
5 games
Yeah,
behind the division. That's crazy. After losing 10 in a row, that's insane. You
yeah.
know?
You know
Yeah.
when the Mets lost 10 in a row, they
Oh,
were felt
forget
like
it.
9 games out.
We're 12 and a half or
Anyway,
something out right now. If we lose this game, worse. But
in the
anyway.
Cubs' 10-game losing streak, they've been outscored 65-25.
Ooh.
Starting ERA in 50 innings 8.4. They've gone 60 for 324 at bats, 11 doubles, 8 home runs, 86 strikeouts. I'm gonna just go off some of their top hitters. It's like the top 4 guys that you know of. So PCA, he's gone 5 for 31, 4 runs, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 9 Ks,
Wow.
and 6 walks. Bregman is 12 for 40, 3 runs scored, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, 10 Ks. Ian Happ, he's in 8 games, he's gone 2 for 31, 2 doubles, 16 Ks. Dansby Swanson, shortstop, in 8 games, he's gone 4 for 27, 3 runs, 1 home run, 9 Ks. Nico Horner is 7 for 36, 1 double, 7 walks. And it's just crazy because the strikeout rates are atrocious. And
Yeah.
then not only that, the errors that they be making with PCA, like
I
easy,
saw that shit.
just freaking,
I saw those
like,
clips.
what are you doing? And I was
Yeah.
like, it makes you wonder, like, come on, man, are these guys betting or something? Because how are you just like magically, mysteriously missing the ball, run all the way back to the Ivy to go get it? You get allowed an inside the park home run. I think it was them. They allowed an inside the park home run.
Nah, that shit
Somebody.
happened to the Mets, bro. The fucking
Oh, the
Nationals.
Mets.
The Mets
Oh,
fucking
I forgot about that.
yo. We load up the bases. Oh no, that was another. That was another game. That was a home
That
run.
was hit,
Whatever.
hit off the wall. He misjudged
Yeah.
the
Yes. Yes.
jump.
Exactly. But the funny
But
shit was that yo, whatever. Anyway, we're not gonna talk about that.
but
That's
anyway, the Cubs. It's just
yeah.
amazing
You know,
how bad.
you just mentioned all those names were all star players, bro. You
I
mentioned
know.
like that's crazy, bro. And they're
That's why I
all ten.
mentioned those top three, four
Yeah,
guys:
four guys. You mentioned like eight guys, bro. They were all fucking
Bregman,
amazing
Happ,
guys.
Swanson, Nico Horner, PCA. That's five guys I
That's
named off the
crazy,
top.
bro. And you said
I didn't want to
Swanson
go through the whole.
too. You said Swanson too.
Swanson in 8 games, 4 for 27, 3 runs. But what's astonishing is how all of them are close to 10 Ks or more, 9 Ks or more, 9 Ks for a PCA. Bregman has the most 10 Ks. Happ has 16 strikeouts. That's crazy in
That's
10 games.
crazy. All right, I just want to break this down. Bases
They're winning
loaded,
today
one
against the Pirates.
bases loaded, one out. Okay, let's go
Put the
Cincinnati
game back
Reds.
on.
Cincinnati Reds are gonna beat these
Well,
fucking
I
assholes.
bet them to win. So if the Mets win, it's my fault.
Nah, get out of here with that shit. It's not your fault. You know what you're doing. I should be making money off of these motherfuckers.
Oh, I thought there was 2 outs in this game. What happened?
No, man.
This fucking idiot.
It's over, bro. It's over. This is the implosion right here, bro. For real. We get swept by these motherfuckers.
Dane Myers. And
What?
Cincinnati's been doing bad too.
Well, man, you right the ship at City Field, bro. Listen, bro. Any team that comes to City Field rights the ship, bro. No matter how bad the situation was prior to that, man. Get out of here. This shit is fucking crazy, yo.
So this is a 9-game homestand?
This
Or
is
6
not a
games?
6 man. Six. I
So
believe
3 in
it's a
Cincinnati and 3 versus Miami.
yeah. Then after that, I don't know what's happening. I don't even know because I was looking forward to it. You know, after the Yankee series, I was like, wow, okay,
That
let's
was
go.
promising.
Yeah. After that, I was like, okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna play Miami. Miami is garbage. We're gonna beat them. We're gonna destroy them. No, I just wanted 2 out of 3. No, we couldn't do that. Then I was like, Cincinnati is next. Then we play Miami again. I said, this is perfect, yo. It's lining up. It's
Nope.
lining up.
Ooh, foul ball. Well, see, in my opinion, the Mets kind of exposed the Yankees' true colors a little bit because they're not as good as we thought they were offensively. They have great pitching,
That shit was luck,
and
bro.
they're listen, you didn't get it while it's hot. Look at the Orioles. I wouldn't say they was lucky. They just got hot at the right time.
I mean, listen, I know it's good for you guys because you know you just
The
beat a
Rays are
really,
terrible.
really
They're not going to win the
exactly.
division.
You just beat exactly, yo.
We're
You
still
know,
in third place.
doesn't matter. You guys have momentum now. You know what I'm saying? That shit is gonna build
I don't know.
momentum.
Then they go on the road and they suck ass. They go to where they got Toronto next. If they sweep Toronto, they'll make it. They'll be 30-30. So
All
that'd be
right.
very impressive.
You
Nope,
get
strike
there.
out 2 outs.
Damn, 2 outs. All right. All we need is a hit, and I'm saying Cincinnati. Cincinnati gets a hit. This game is tied, and that's not impossible task. Now we're talking about major leaguers. Oh, Dunn is up to bat. This is definitely gonna happen.
Man, he swung at shit.
Yeah, he's thirsty. Don't worry, he's gonna get it done. McClain, man, 2 bad starts back to back, bro. Like everything is.
It looks like it's a sellout. There's still pretty good crowds there. That's pretty impressive.
It's crazy. I don't know how. I really don't know how. I know people come to the game.
It's New York, man.
Yeah,
Everyone goes to see baseball. If the Yankees not in town, they'll go see the Mets. That's what I
Yeah.
do when I come visit.
Man, this guy's about to strike out. That's crazy. Come on, man.
Late done.
We want Mendoza out, and the way to do it is make sure that they don't
Man,
win
this
any
guy
games.
is swinging at horse shit.
I see that. I see that.
I don't know why they didn't fire Mendoza, but look at Boston. They fired their coach, and they're just as bad as they were before they fired
Yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, you never know, man. I think that he's a.
Cora.
That's the game over, bro. Look out swinging. Game won by the New York Mets, 4-2. Wow, we suck ass. Now the Marlins are gonna come and destroy us. Like we're really having problems here.
No, Miami is where you have the horse of horror in Miami.
Yeah, Miami.
we shall
Yeah,
see.
that's a death trap
God.
for the Mets over there. Yeah, we'll see what happens over here. But who cares anymore? You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking forward to anything. Like I'm just gonna focus on golf and that's it. I'm not watching this team. It's impossible to watch this team. Can't
It's
watch.
very hard to watch your teams.
It's hard.
Oh my God, was it the before COVID? within like a year or two, a year after they fired Buck Showalter, they're just on bad, so bad. Dude, they have a bunch of nobodies that you never heard of. Pedro Severino, so many guys you never heard of that. I'm like, they made it to the MO. You ever look back at like at your favorite teams in the past and like be like, that guy was a Met. I don't remember this guy. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Oh yeah.
yep, that guy was a Met. And you're like so shocked. That's what the Orioles were in 2019.
No, I
Bunch
went through a
of
phase.
nobodies who were tanking.
I went through a phase where I didn't watch baseball. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. I was doing other shit, but I wasn't focusing on baseball. I went through a phase. So
Well, it's harder to watch when we were
those
younger.
teams, yeah. No, no, but when I was young, I was a diehard. You know, I knew the teams, I knew what was going on. But
Really?
yeah, I went through a phase at the oldest, part of my life where I wasn't watching at all. Some odd
Mm.
reason. I don't know why, but
Were they really
my
bad?
favorite teams, I mean, yeah, they were bad. I mean, they've always been bad. Like, think about it, bro. Think about it. When have they been good? I mean, one of my favorite teams was the '86 Mets, and 'cause I was a kid, I remember this shit. But after that, it was like that team with Beltran and Delgado and
The
Elgado
oh
and
06,
Alfonso.
oh 06 versus the Cardinals.
Yeah,
The oh 06 Mets. I remember that team.
I like that team.
The Reyes was on that team.
Yeah, Reyes and Ray, I believe, were on that team. But no, I don't think. Well, a little after maybe
Reyes, wasn't it like Billy? Wasn't your closer like Billy Wagner?
something like that, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that was my team. I like
You
that.
know, I remember that about that season, the oh 06 season. I remember that one game. It was against the St. Louis Cardinals. They went like 20 plus innings. And the game started at 4 o'clock, and the game didn't until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. I remember because
Oh
I
God.
listened to the game on the radio because I was listening to the Yankees game with my dad, and then that went over. And then he said, "Isn't the game over? Why are you not asleep?" I said, "Oh, I'm listening to the Mets game." He goes, "Go to bed." And it's 11 o'clock at night. But I sneakily turned down the radio when my dad went downstairs, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what a game!" I forgot. I don't know if the Mets won, but I remember that. That's what I remember about the oh 06. But I also remember about the oh 06 Mets was that run they had in the playoffs versus
Yeah,
the Cardinals, and they beat the
yeah.
Cardinals in
Remember the
St.
Cardinals?
Louis.
Yeah, I remember those times. I remember the Cardinals were
Carlos
always really good.
Delgado.
Yeah, I lost money on that game. I remember that because what's crazy? There was this guy, right? So I used to work at this restaurant, right? And this guy, the distributor, right? Which is funny. He was a Budweiser guy, right? So I used to run the restaurant, right? And I used to have to order through him. So he would come in, we would sit down, and we would order beer. You know what I'm saying? So the funny shit is that wasn't the Cardinal Stadium? It was Bush Stadium, right? And Anheuser Busch
The new
distributes
stadium, yeah, the current
yeah, they
stadium.
distribute Budweiser or some
Mhm.
shit like that. But the funny shit is that he was a diehard fucking Cardinal fan, yo. He came out to New York and he got this job distributing beer and shit, but he was a diehard fucking Cardinal. He was from over there. I can't remember his fucking name, but he was a really cool dude. But we put money down on that game. I think it was like $100, bro. And whatever, obviously he won, you know what I'm saying? Came in gloating and shit. But that's when the Cardinals were really good. It's crazy. I remember that shit. I was like in my 30s. I remember like early 30s, like 29, 30. But I remember that.
Wait. So in '86, how old were you? I wasn't even born yet.
I
I
was
was
10.
born a year later.
I was 10, bro.
Okay, so you're 10 years. So you're. I'm turning 39. You'll be turning 49.
And now I'm turning 50.
So you're 11 years old. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. 87. Okay,
So yeah.
but yeah, man, it's just I it's crazy about the Mets. And then since we're already talking about the Mets, they made a big, rightfully so, the fans. So the Mets call up this guy. Let me get his name is outfielder, right? Nick Morbido.
Yeah, more me.
Morbido.
Yeah.
It looks like the Mets are doing the young movement. Call up all the young guys, see what they can do, and see who sticks and who doesn't. Anyway, they decided to give him number 8. Who's number 8 that you know of as a Mets fan?
My favorite player, Gary
The
Carter.
greatest catcher, one of the best catchers, and his number's up in the rafters, or what do you call it? Not the what do you call
The
that
Hall of
ceiling
Fame,
thing?
the whole
if you go in the
yeah.
stadium, you look at
Nah,
all the numbers.
his number's not retired. No, his number's not
His
retired.
number's not. Oh, it's not up there. Well, it should
No.
be. But anyway,
Now you know what happened. I don't think it'll happen
But
because
since 2001 was the last time his number was used.
yeah, but it's not gonna happen because the problem is that when he went into the Hall of Fame, the family decided to have him his shit retired as a Montreal Expo. You
Why
know,
was that? It wasn't his. It
oh,
wasn't his career better with the Mets and the Expos.
I say so, but listen, who am I? You know, but yeah,
That's where he
so
made his name.
exactly. That's so. This is what happened. So now, because of that, I don't think the Mets will ever retire his number. Even though
Mm.
I was my favorite player. That was my favorite player growing up, bro. I as a Met, you know, 86 for sure. But anyway, these motherfuckers, they gave him that number, and you know the funny shit is that they should just bring everybody up. They should bring, you know, Morbido plays left field, right? You can DH Soto. You have Benj and Ewing. Ewing can play center, and then Benj plays right. Boom, you're set. You're set back there. You have speed. You have everything you need back there. Morbido's fast too. I don't even think he got an opportunity to really do anything up here. You know what I'm saying? So once again, let's bring a player up. They did right by Benj. They did right by Ewing. They're playing every day. You know what I'm saying? But Morbido came
Yeah,
up and they kind of fucked it up. They were like, you know, so now because this young guy comes up, you know what I'm saying? He comes back from the IL and they placed him on first. After Vientos was on first for like the last, you know, couple of weeks and it was working. The last couple of games, I'm not gonna say weeks because you know this guy.
he's getting a little better at
Yeah,
first,
the
Vientos.
lineup, yeah, because he was being consistent. You know, the I'm talking about Mendoza. He was being
Yeah, he
consistent
kept
and
him in there.
he kept him in there at first. You know, same spot. You know, what I'm saying like you're gonna play this position, you're gonna learn it. But no, here comes Young back from the IL, and he drops Morbido, and he puts Young on first. So now you fucked up Vientos by doing that, and you fucked up Morbido because what was the point of bringing him up if you weren't gonna use him? You gotta use him, bro. You gotta say fuck it, man. Let's make this team super young and see who can stick, like you said, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my dad had a conversation today, and we were talking about, all right, so what do we do? You know, and he wants to get rid of everybody, bro. I don't know. I will keep.
You're gonna. Well, the problem is you. Okay, you want to get rid of everybody. Okay, you can get rid of Bichette. You can get rid of Franco because you know those guys are probably not gonna come back, right? Bichette is a 2 year deal. 1 year, first year opt out after the first year.
It's a 2 year deal. Opt out
After the
after it's a
second.
3 year deal. No, opt out after the
After the second.
first and second.
Okay, so there's a 99. All right, let's just say 80% chance Bichette opts out. We know Franco's gonna opt out just because he's a Boris agent, so he's gonna opt out.
Peralta, you're talking about.
Peralta, what did I say?
You said
I forgot what it's.
that.
But anyway, he's gonna opt out for sure. Okay, so how much do you think you get? How much do you think can you get for Bichette at their base? He's kind
Nothing
of
at
a
this
slow
point.
start,
At this point, nothing. The only reason
but he's
I
getting
think
better.
you can move him to the American League East, and he'll fucking succeed. You know why? Because he's used to that pitching over there. He's used to, you know, seeing what's going on over there. Remember when you transition from one league to the other. And then, you know what I'm saying? Now you're not seeing the same pitchers. Remember, 13 times a year with each team in your division, you're gonna see the same pitchers a lot, especially the bullpens too. So you're gonna know what's coming and you're gonna get used to them. You have at bats, you have a history with these pitchers. You know what I'm saying? Now he moved over to a different league and a different division, and now obviously he has to acclimate himself to those pitchers in that division and the bullpens, you know? Because if he doesn't, then he's not gonna succeed. So it's gonna take him time. It's the same way it took Lindor some time. You know what I'm saying? He has to see those at bats with those pitches. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. The rotations don't really change like that over a course of a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you have a couple of pieces here and there, but the majority of the rotation is pretty much set because you know you spend money on these contracts and you have the rotation pretty much set up for the next couple of years, especially if they work well.
Yeah, well, I've always believed that Bichette would be just fine. You just got to give it time. He's too good of a player just to be trash all year. Um, I think Alonso's having the same issue in Baltimore. To be honest with you, he's struggling. He's been inconsistent. He hasn't been hot. He's starting to get hot, which is good.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. When you said, "Oh, he's gonna be great for y'all. He's gonna do well," and I was like, "Eh, hold that thought," because In the last 2 months that we've had been playing ball, he's been mediocre at best. But who knows? But anyway, Bichette, I've been watching him. He's slowly coming up and making
Picking it
noise.
up.
He's getting the base hits. He's clutch when he needs to be. He's getting, like what today he had a base hit, with runners on. So I think he'll be fine. I just don't like that they keep platooning him between third and short and blah blah blah. Just keep him
Yeah,
in third base for crying out
that's it.
loud. That's his home. I understand what's his name is gone. If you're gonna do platooning, since you've been platooning Vientos for the last year or this whole season, just why don't you put him at shortstop? Who cares? You know what I mean? Who knows? Because Polanco's not coming back anytime soon. Lindor, I don't know when he's coming back. Do you know when he's coming back?
He, well, the thing he started doing baseball activities. You know what I'm saying? So he's fielding. He's throwing. I think he's doing. So sooner than later, right? But at this point, bro, stay away. That's a perfect person to dangle. I think they owe him like 150. He has 5 years left, something crazy like that. That's a perfect person to dangle. You have
Lindor?
controllability. Yeah, it's not like he's a bad player. He just needs to go somewhere
No,
else.
he's not a bad player. I think he'd be a good addition to a team that's making a race. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, of course.
If you're like, I don't know, if you're like, I don't know what team, someone like Cleveland. All right, here's what I was thinking of. So, you know who I would trade if I'm the Cleveland Guardians? Or who I would trade for if I'm the Cleveland Guardians for? If I'm the Cleveland Guardians and because they're right now in first place in that division, they're gonna probably win that division. I would trade for C.J. Abrams of the Nationals. He is great. He's been one of the best
That's
players.
not gonna happen, Lash. Are you
I
crazy?
know, but they got
That's
James
the
Wood too.
future. Exactly. This is
They got
why
James Wood.
they're playing with house money right now, bro. Those guys haven't gotten contracts yet, bro. Are you crazy? They would never do that, especially the way they're playing now. That whole team is hitting 300. That team is crazy. They don't quit.
Yeah,
I,
I don't know but like I said, Nationals. Uh, I think they're gonna finish at 500 at best.
nah, you're
I think next
crazy.
year they'll be more competitive.
Nah,
They're just missing a couple more pieces. Their bullpen is not all that great. Their starting rotation is not all that great. It's okay. What's keeping them alive is their offense.
they're
They have a
number one in
really good
all
offense.
categories, bro. They're
I
fucking
know.
amazing. They're
They just
amazing.
slapped the Mets around in New
That's
York, or
that's not
was it
true.
DC?
That's not true. It
DC.
wasn't true. We split the series. It was
They split
two
the
two
series, but
two
they
two.
played well.
No,
So
Washington was playing their asses off. They were great. But listen, I feel like a lot of changes have to be made. It's not gonna happen this year. There's no way we're gonna turn it around, even though there's still over 100 games left. Right at this point, let me see. Yeah, there's over 100 games left.
100 games left. Yeah.
Over 100.
Yeah, so out of over 100, you gotta have to win at least 40 of those games to be back in the wild card, just to make the wild card.
Nah, fuck that. We just need to bring up the youth and get rid of what we can and just play with the house money. Because at this point, I don't see it happening with this team. This season is over. And you know what? Let there be a lockout next year. This way, we don't have to worry about any of that shit. And then we can just
I watch some
figure out
KBO baseball, Korean baseball, or whatever.
whatever, right? Doesn't matter. Not me. I'll just tune into golf. I don't care, man. I don't have to watch.
Mm.
This season is over for me, man. I went to one game. It was freezing. We lost, of course. And then now it's like, bro, you don't even want to be there. Last night I was there, bro. It's the worst, bro, because I'm not even watching. How am I at a baseball stadium and not even watching? Because my team is so bad that I just want to go home. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to my second Braves game next week. They're playing the Pirates. So the Braves are playing Boston right now, and then they go to Cincinnati. Cincinnati is looking good.
No, they're
So it'll
not.
be interesting.
You
Well,
can't
they
count
did
that.
okay.
Can't
I don't
count that. I
know.
mean, they won the
They're
series. They won the
struggling too.
series.
Yeah.
No, but they won the series, and that's what it matters. That builds. You come to City Field. I'm telling you, you get right. I'm telling you, you having problems. Let's travel to City Field. When are we going to City Feud so we can right the ship? That's what's happening right now. People are stomping on us. Okay, teams that aren't even supposed to even come close with the lineup that we have and all the money we spent. Now I'm starting to think it was misspent. Because listen, at the
Oh,
end of the day,
I don't blame you for thinking that because there's no results. Like
no, but you
you got
can't
more
blame
production last year from Alonzo. What's his name? The guy went to Oakland. You
McNeil.
got McNeil. Nimmo's been doing pretty well now. He's starting to get it together in Texas. McNeil, all these guys that you let walk out the door, uh, they're actually doing all right. They're not
Listen,
like lighting the world on
doing it,
fire.
but they're doing all right because they have it's a change of pace, a change of atmosphere, a change of environment. Like people need that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, Lindor, get out of here, bro. In New York, you're not gonna make it. You have too many problems. You're a head case. You need to go somewhere else with that shit. Like let me explain something to you. How could you blame? Okay, if Mendoza's in charge of making the little moves that bother me the most, then let's get rid of him. You can't blame Stearns because if you want to blame Stearns, it's the same thing that happened in 2024, right? When they kept interviewing him and he kept saying, "Oh, I don't really understand why this team isn't performing the way I think they should." You know what I'm saying? And then what happened? They
Hmm.
turned it around and they fucking went all the way to the NLCS. All right. So like when a
Yeah.
man goes out there, he's shopping, you know what I'm saying? He's looking at, what's out there and he's trying to make the best decisions for this team. I don't think that he made the wrong decisions because all off season we're like, damn, the Mets aren't making any moves. What the fuck is going on? They're not
You
making
notice
any
how they
moves.
made all these moves at the last minute? That's one
I
thing that always
know.
surprised me about that move. You had all
Yeah.
off season. Now, granted, baseball is a last moment moves, but they like literally waited till like
Last
literally
minute.
the
Yeah,
last
they did.
minute.
All right, but check this out though. This is the crazy thing. All right. So all the Met fans that I'm surrounded by, right? When these moves start coming down the pipe and shit, right? And we're reading about these moves and we're watching, all these podcasts and shit. And everybody's like, this looks good. Everybody's starting to, get really happy and excited for the season because they're like, all right, I see what they're doing here. Of course, everybody had a problem with the whole, oh, this guy never played this position before, this guy never played that position before. And that's what you're talking about right now. You could tell that it was put together really fast because they had to pivot because they had to
Well,
go, they
they
lost this
wanted Kyle Tucker.
Tucker.
They
Exactly.
lost on Bellinger. Who else?
Those are the two
I
main
forgot who
ones. 'Cause
else.
that's what they were focused on. And since that didn't happen for them, they had to pivot and they started coming up with these crazy ideas that this is going to work. But you know what? On paper, it definitely worked because it wasn't so outlandish. It wasn't crazy. We were like, all right, these are professional
It
players.
makes sense the
It made
moves at the
sense.
time.
Yeah, all those moves made sense. But it's the same thing in 2024 when we were losing left and right and we couldn't figure it out. And we are like, wait, what the fuck kind of team is this? But the team made sense in his head and it made sense to everybody else. It just wasn't coming through. And then it just something happened. I don't know. And if that's what they're waiting for right now, that's insane. And you know what's crazy? You just never know. But who's watching? Nobody. I'm not watching that shit.
You'll watch if they start going on a streak. If they, if they just start winning, you just you gotta start. First of all, what you gotta do in baseball, you gotta start winning series, and then you can start worrying about game. You know what I mean? Win two games at a time per series. Now you can start building momentum. And from from an Orioles standpoint, okay, yeah, I'm frustrated with them because the pitching staff is terrible. It's just that's the reason why, and their offense is slowly. They're such a bad team on the road, man. They're like 9-17 on the road. It's so weird, but they're like 17-13 at home. It's just like night and day. If you look
It's
at, I gotta
crazy.
look at the splits, but they just from a pitching standpoint, they don't have a superstar pitcher. They don't have even you don't have to have a superstar pitcher. You just need a pitcher they can rely on, and they don't even have that. At least the Mets have Nolan McLean to rely on. Like when he's gonna pitch, like there's
The
ninety
last
nine
two
percent
starts.
chance
Nah, they
he's
don't.
gonna do well.
He's
You
gonna
know
do
what I
well,
mean?
but there's no run support from McLean. So It
I
doesn't
know, but he's
matter.
not the reason why you're gonna lose. You
No,
know what I
no,
mean?
no. But
You have a chance. Is what I'm saying.
oh, definitely, you have a chance. But
The Orioles, they don't like. I'm like, I have no true. Like when Shane Baz pitches, I was like, this guy's been terrible. He's like 1-5. You know, Bass has been okay, but he has a high ERA. Who else? There's just Kyle Bradish. He's been terrible, but they're slowly getting better. But the problem with baseball, if you start out too slow, you're always gonna be playing catch up, and then by the time you get to 500, right? It's already June. Now you're trying to get to your goals. Okay, we made it to 500. How can we get to 10 games above 500 at the trade deadline? Because then that's when you got to decide whether you're buyers or sellers.
sellers exactly.
So, but the thing is in that time between June and July, you have one bad streak, it's over. Just because you go on a good run, does it mean anything? I have no clue. Look at the Chicago Cubs, man. They were on fire, man. And do you think they were expecting to lose 10 in a row? No. But it happens. Same thing with the Mets. They didn't think they were gonna lose 10 in a row when they went on their losing streak. They just one bad thing after another happened. And it's just so who knows. But right now, if the season were over, Baltimore is third in the division. They're still like 4.5 out of a wild card. Cleveland's gonna run away with the Central. The West is gonna come down to, I guess, Texas or what is it? Seattle, I guess. I don't know, man. It's crazy. So who knows? I don't know. The Yankees are gonna. Let me tell you something, man. I'm not impressed with the Yankees. Yeah, we took 2 out of 3 from them. The Yankees, they have really good pitching, but their offense is inconsistent, and they've been doing what you're supposed to do, which is beat up on bad teams. But when they play good teams like the Milwaukees of the world, they don't look good. When they face good pitching, they don't do good. I don't know. And in that Mets series, they faced good pitching and they struggled. You got to give the Mets credit for that series because the pitching was good, and it silenced the Yankees' bats. That's why they won that series. You can say it's luck, but if you can shut down a good offense, all you got to worry about with the Yankees is Judge, Bellinger, and what? That's it. They have their catcher. You think Alvarez has been terrible? Wells has been god awful.
I don't know what happened.
Volpe's god awful, but they had to bring him back. Caballero, or whatever his name is, he got hurt, so he's gonna be out for a while. Jazz Chisholm is inconsistent. First is Goldschmidt, he's inconsistent. And it just goes down the line. Outfield Grisham is inconsistent. They gave him all that money to come back, and he's been inconsistent. Bellinger and Judge are doing good. Ben Rice has been the lifesaver too. No one thought about Ben Rice. He's been killing it. It's him and Judge literally carrying that offense. Those guys lead the teams for home runs. So, who knows?
Whatever they have to do, they do it. They get it done. They're winning, right? That's all that matters, bro. Whatever with that garbage they got over there, they're winning. You know what I'm saying? Look at us. We got better players than they do, and we can't win, bro. But, yo, did you see that video, bro, of the fucking kid, that Guardians prospect and shit, that got fucking hit in the face? Fucking half flew off his head?
No, you gotta send it to me.
Oh,
I didn't see it.
Yeah, crazy, bro. So he got hit in the face, but he's doing well. But, yo, crazy. Look.
Was he playing, like a New York prospect? Were they playing like the Mets minor league team when it happened?
Yeah, it's the minor league team. It's the
okay.
Yeah.
Do you still work the Brooklyn Cyclones, or they don't do that no more?
They don't do that. No, they don't do that anymore.
Okay, Rob doesn't do that anymore. Okay,
No.
I wasn't sure. But yeah, that sounds crazy, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's worse, getting hit in the face with a hockey puck or baseball. I think baseball because they both got gas coming at you, but.
Yeah.
You remember? I remember. Reason why I say hockey pucks too, because I remember one year we were working an Islanders game together, and the puck went over the glass, and all of a sudden I just see this kid get whacked right in the face. I remember we really got on the radio. I was like, "We need help in this section." This guy got his nose just started bleeding all over the place, and I was like, But baseball is worse because with baseball, you can't wear padding on your back. You can't wear padding on your thigh, on your hips. You know what I mean? It's not like football. We got the pads on your hips. You only wear a pad on your elbows and your feet. The rest of your legs are exposed. Your
but for the pitch,
torso is exposed.
Yeah, but for the pitch, it's worse because it's so close, right? And then like when you deliver and you have to bend down and your face is like exposed, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That's how he got hit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I gotta look it up. But poor guy, that sounds terrible. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like 100 miles per hour, right? Think about it. If it's 100 coming out of the pitcher's arm, it's double that coming off that bat. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Speed. Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
Yeah, the
See, I don't
speed.
understand why pitchers don't wear helmets because then everybody would have to wear
Imagine.
helmets.
No, but that'll be crazy. Think about it. You know how hard it'll be for him to deliver. Now he has all that weight on his head. You know what I'm saying? No
Yeah, but you
matter
could say
what.
you could say the same thing. Like, you know how hard it is to hit a bat when you got this, you know, however many pounds a stupid helmet weighs on your head and you got to swing.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
know. I know it's hard, man. I don't know. But a helmet
It's
is not gonna do
scary.
it. It's gonna have to be like a face guard or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Something crazy. It's not
Well,
gonna work.
listen, softball. Listen, let me tell you something. As silly as it sounds, softball players they wear that. I don't know if you ever watch softball games where they don't wear a helmet. They wear these like metal glass vase or like a shield, and it allows their eyes to see and everything. And it doesn't interfere, and actually works well. I want, I'd be interesting if something they do that in baseball where these guys wear these like face shield, but kind of like a visor, but not a visor.
I know.
But
I
if you
know
look
what
up
you
softball,
No, yeah, I know. I've
and
seen
it
them.
works for them.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know.
I don't know, but that's scary, man, because
Yeah, bro.
you could get seriously hurt.
Yo, so check this out. I don't know if you know this, yo. I just forgot to talk about this shit. This is hilarious. You know how like you like to shit on Kimbrough, right? You know
Yeah,
he
he
got
got released.
yeah, but you know
He
who he
signed
plays
with the
for now?
Rays. The
Yeah, he
Rays, right?
signed with the Rays.
Good. I
That's
hope he.
crazy. Now, no,
I don't
no,
know. If,
now you're gonna see him even more because you know what I'm saying. You gotta pay
good.
him.
That means we can lick him, take our lickings
Oh,
against him because he's
okay.
just so bad. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like take advantage
yeah,
of him. He's.
yeah.
I don't know,
Because
man.
Tampa Bay just scooped up our scraps because we threw out Austin Slater too, and they picked them up and shit.
They
They,
picked up Slater too.
yeah, bro.
Well, see, you know what's gonna bother you about that? Tampa Bay figure it out because Tampa Bay is so good. One thing I like about Tampa Bay, they play small ball and they don't make a lot of mistakes, and they will make you pay for the mistakes you make. That's why I noticed against the Orioles last week. And man, that's a dangerous team. They're gonna go far in the playoffs, in my opinion, if they keep playing the way they do. They play the small ball. They play the game where it's supposed to. Hit the ball, play small. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Tampa Bay got that shit on lockdown right now. I don't know how you beat them, but that's some good shit. I like that for
Dude,
you.
I can probably name one guy on the Rays. Most people came other than Cedric Mullins and Caballero. What's it, Caballero? No, whatever his name is. I forgot his name, but
That's how it is, bro.
Junior Caminero. Look at that, two guys.
That's
Most
a
people
fuck.
can't name.
Yeah, but they all have their jobs to do. You know what I'm saying? They're like a machine. You know what I'm saying? They don't play your average baseball. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has
Nope.
an ego on that team. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's playing their position and doing what they have to do. You know what I'm saying? They're like, all right, we need a hit here. We need to drop this bunt here. We need to play. They play a different type of ball. You know what I'm saying? I
Well,
like it.
speaking of, yeah, they've always been there. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays have always been, or Rays, they've always been a scrappy team. They've always been a thorn in everybody's side. It just nobody, I hope that when they get to their new stadium, they get more fans because even when they're good, that stadium is always empty. That Tropicana Field or whatever it is. It might just because it's a terrible location.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
probably
that's why. It's like far to get to. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that could be the reason why. I don't know. But either way, they're really good. I like them a lot. Now with the Orioles sweeping them, it kind of helps out the Yankees because the Yankees win. The Yankees are still what, like 5 games out of first place. So I don't think the Yankees gained that much ground on Tampa Bay, but the Yankees didn't play well against Tampa Bay when they last. Actually, no, yeah, they no, because yeah, they took 2 out of 3 from Tampa Bay because this past weekend they played the Rays and they lost. The Rays won the Yankees won the last game on a walk off, and so now Tampa Bay is on a 4 game losing streak. So
no, but it doesn't matter. The Yankees are only a game and a half out of first.
first place, okay, so they
Yeah,
made up
but
ground. So
they won.
that's what
I
Baltimore
mean,
sweeping
they
them.
they won four in a row.
The Yankees won 4 in a row. Yeah,
Yeah,
and Tampa Bay lost four. So that's what they were 5 games out
yeah, but
before the start of
all that shit
Monday.
happened. But the last 10, Tampa Bay won five out and lost five, and the last 10 for the Yankees, they won six, they lost four. So it's pretty much the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, similar stuff. So
And
it's a
the,
long season.
yeah, and the Yankees played more games than them too. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause the Yankees played 56 games, and these guys played 53.
Yeah. So speaking of Tampa Bay, former player for them, the shortstop, his name is Wander
Wanda.
Franco.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that for sure.
Yeah. So he was found guilty of having relationships with a minor in the DR. The judge, so he was found guilty, but he's not gonna have to serve any sentence because the judge in the DR believed that Franco was more of a victim to extortion, and the mother of that minor was sent to 10 years in jail for sexually trafficking her daughter. But either way, that's unacceptable because he
Yeah,
should know better. You're first of all, why would you want to mess with a 14-year-old?
you're gonna have
Second of
whatever
all,
you
you're
want.
making millions of dollars. You risking it all for a minor? Like it's pretty stupid. So
Yeah, I
I
agree.
wouldn't give him a pass. He should go to jail, but that's in my opinion, I don't think baseball will ever take him back.
No, but
He can go
this is
play in them.
no, this is the funny
Huh?
shit, right? So he still has a job with them, right? So he's under contract. So now they're saying that if
Yeah,
he
he
can't get
does.
a visa, yeah, if he can't get a visa to go back, right? Because at this point they're like, all right, they're not gonna address it because if he can't come back, they don't have to pay him, right? But if he's able to fly back to get that
Okay.
money, then they're gonna have to get rid of
They
him.
have to pay him.
They're gonna have to pay him if he shows up for work. Well, if he can't get a visa to come down, then they don't have to pay him. They're off the hook.
Yeah, but they could
So
say, "Excuse me, don't get on my don't come on my premises."
no, but check
You
this out.
know.
This is the funny shit. That's probably gonna be the punishment. They're gonna be like, nah, be a visa to go back to get money. Nah, you're not doing that. That could be the punishment right there. Who knows?
They could take away the America because that comes to America. They could deny his ability to get a visa and come back. You know. But anyway, he's an idiot. He got all that money squandered away. He was like paying this girl like millions of dollars, and then he stopped paying her, and then she made a fuss, and then and that's how he got caught. So it's just really stupid, man. I understand these guys, especially these guys who come from a very impoverished, DR. It's just it's generational money that you're making, and now it's all gone over something as frivolous as that. It's not frivolous. It's really serious, man, because kids don't know any better, and you could brainwash a child. That's what they said he was doing too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Um, but the problem is that both parties are at fault because a job of a parent is to protect your child. You don't just give your child up and now people say, well, desperate times call for desperate measures. That's not a desperate moment. You know what I mean? Because no matter how poor you are, you wouldn't give up your kids like that. You know what I mean? Feed
I,
them to
I
some.
mean, the
I don't
situation
know.
has to be so crazy, and I mean, these kids. I mean, I don't know. These kids grow up a little faster than we used to, but
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
true.
I don't know. But you know what we're gonna talk about right now? Because this is interesting.
Sure.
You sound excited. All right. So the ABS challenge system, right?
I like it. I like
Okay.
it
I
like
love it
that.
too. I like it too. But now this is the funny shit. We're gonna talk about the players who have mastered this shit. All right. So we have a couple of players here that have not fucked up a call yet. All right. The number
Really, like
yeah, yeah.
on point.
So on point like that, bro. So the number one player, I'm gonna mention him first. CJ Abrams, Washington Nationals. We just spoke about him
The
earlier.
Natties.
He's tried the challenge shit 7 times and he succeeded 7 times. All right. And we have Isaac Paredes from Houston,
Isak.
Isak,
Isak.
whatever. Yeah,
He was
Isak.
on Tampa Bay. They traded him. Oh
So,
wait.
yeah, he was.
He was Tampa Bay, and then he went to Chicago and they traded him. Now he got traded to Houston. That was a while back. Yeah.
So he tried it 5 times and he was successful 5 times, right? And then we have high percentages. Like we have okay, so let's go 80s. 80s. Okay, we got 80 here. We got Aaron Judge, 6 out of 7 at 85%. right? And then we have Nick Kurtz, Athletics, 83%, 5 out of 6. And then we have 70s. There's a couple of places in the 70s. Mike Trout, Hoskins. You know,
Reese Hoskins.
and then we have in the 75%. We have Garcia from KC and David Schneider from Toronto. Altuve too. He's 9 out of 13. I mean, 9 out of 13.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, these guys are taking
So that's
advantage.
working.
It's working. It's working.
This is
You know,
what they want. They want to see that's working. The umpires are being held accountable. So that's good. I like it. You get fast results. I thought it was going to slow down the game a little bit because watching football, how reviews always take 7 years in football for a review. It's not like that in this case. That's one of the positives about it.
Yeah, but the catches are having problems though, because I'll give you a perfect example. At 56%, right? One of the worst catchers in the league when it comes to this, Contreras from Milwaukee. So he attempted 62 challenges and only won 35, 56%. And then we have 55%, Nick Fortes for Tampa Bay, which is interesting. He tried 45 times and he only succeeded 25 times. So he's at a 55%. That's pretty bad. Austin Wells, 24 out of 42, 57%. Patrick Bailey, Cleveland, 24 out of 42.
He just got traded to them. Yeah.
So these are guys that are doing bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see. Are you in this list? Nope.
No, the Orioles. No, I don't think so. But that's not bad. That's pretty good statistics, though. They have a pretty good eye. One thing, it has become strategic now because there's times it's like, nah, I'm not gonna challenge that because either it's too early in the game, or it's one of those things you're so far behind that it's not even worth challenging because it's not gonna make a difference. You know what I mean? So you just take your losses.
You know what's interesting?
What?
This is the interesting part about this crazy shit. Craig has not. He didn't drop the lineup today, did he? And he didn't mention the Mets all day. I think we finally lost the most optimistic Met
That's
fan.
a sad.
That's
maybe
a sad,
we should
it's a
reach
sad
out
day.
to him.
No,
Craig, are you alive?
You know what
Are
I'm
you
saying?
okay? Yeah, once you lose Craig, it's like losing Walter Cronkite,
Exactly.
That's it. This is the shit. You've heard that saying before. It's over, No, because the last time you sent a message was yesterday with Peterson. Peterson's been terrible, man. Holy
forget
smokes,
about
man,
that.
guy.
If we don't get rid of that guy, bro, like
I was like, holy smokes. He is trash as basura as trash as it gets because my God, you can't have a pitcher. He doesn't even give you a chance, Who pitched today for the Mets?
ask me some other time.
Doesn't matter. He won the game, but either way, that's surprising. I didn't know. Maybe he's just been busy. Who knows? But yeah, that boy doesn't miss a beat, Craig. On the Mets,
He doesn't. But today he was at the game actually.
Oh, he did. He went to the game without you.
No. He was working.
Oh, he was working. Okay, yeah. That's. Yeah. I forgot he's working. Do they always have him in the outfield with the paramedics? That's what he does, right? He's the paramedic out there.
Yeah, he works though. He's in the bullpen.
Who is his driver? Is it a new EMT? Is it EMT every time, or is it two medics?
No, it's an EMT and a medic.
Okay, so it's like what we used to do. Yeah, I have to say that bullpen, I used to hate it actually working because it's not a really good view, man. Because you only can see the outfield, but you can't. You know what I mean? In my opinion, it was always a bad view.
I mean,
from a working standpoint.
But where will you work at? You talking about
When I used to work with you, they'd always have me down there sometimes. Remember we worked down there together?
No. I know, but it depends. It depends. Like, okay, back there it was a bad view, right? So now we have
but we had the office next to. We had to be next to where the Mets bullpen was. That's where we stood
exactly.
in between there.
So we saw the whole bullpen. The whole staff was there watching the game as well, and we had glass between us, but we would communicate and shit and fuck around. But the the view we have now is a little different. We're behind right field, and that's where we have our equipment. But we can see behind the right fielder. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird view. You can't really see the strike zone from over there. It's really far, right? But it's a nice view. It's cool. It's cool. It's more open. You can see better, you know. And then we have our
Yeah.
own television, and we can watch that. And
Oh,
this,
really? Is that new?
yeah, I mean, we had a television before, but it was inside the bullpen where the players were at. So I would always be looking at the television because it's easier to watch the game from there than it was from back there. And now we have our own television. It doesn't have the delay. You know what I'm saying? Because all the televisions in the stadium have a 8 second delay. You know what I'm saying? That's so the opposing team can't cheat and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like whatever, we have our own personal, and we're able to watch the game, and there's no delay. So this way we see it in real time. If the player gets hurt, we get ready and we wait to
Hmm.
see if we're needed. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's bad because that in the winter that area is horrible because the wind tunnels.
You get all the breeze. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Even in the summertime, like because you remember the Mets play off that. What's that? Oh, the body of water right there, whatever that little lake is, river, whatever it is. It's not a lake, but anyway, they play. They are off of that, so you get all the wind from that. Plus, you got the airport right there, LaGuardia Airport. I don't know if the planes make a difference, but it gets cold in that place,
It's
man.
fucking
City
cold as
Field.
fuck. It's cold as yo. It just
I
warmed
s-
up finally. Like now we're wearing nothing. Now before we were wearing coats, bro.
that's what I would
Just
say. It
recently.
didn't start getting short sleeve weather till like May, bro, in New York.
Yeah,
You know
yo,
what I
look,
mean? It's crazy.
it just got okay over there, where you can survive now without a sweater and shit. That's not, I still have my sweater because it gets a little, yeah, it's crazy, bro. But
Mm.
all right, so well, I need the pitcher and the hitter of the week, and then I'm gonna hit you with a lightning round, and you're just gonna have to answer off the cuff. There's none of that thinking and ums or any of that shit. I need to know exactly what you're thinking right off the fly. And that's what we're having today. With no trivia today, but it's gonna be a flash round for Lash, and he's gonna try to answer these questions as best as he can, as fast as he can.
So the gunslinger of the week um, is on the. His name is.
This is the guy that does the research for this shit, right? And he should
Anyway,
know.
hitter of the week is Dylan Lyle for the Washington Nationals versus Cincinnati. He went 3 for 5, two home runs, and four RBIs, and allowed 2 runs. And the gunslinger of the week is a guy named Ober for the Minnesota Twins against Miami in a 3-0 win. He went 9 innings, which is rarity. Allowed 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 7 strikeouts.
You know what
So it
that
sounds
means?
like he had a lot of ground outs.
Nah, it sounds like they don't give a fuck about that guy. They left him out there all that time. They don't give a fuck about him.
Or the bullpen was shot and they couldn't. They had to preserve it. But hey, listen, he got the win.
Yeah,
You know, they don't care because
they don't give a
he's not a.
fuck about that guy.
Yeah, he's not their true.
It
What
was
do
a
you call
spot
it?
start. It was a spot start, right? That's some shit, was it? I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been, but he had a good game against Miami. They won 3-0, so that's pretty good. So either or you know what it also could be? It could be that he had a low pitch count, and they're like, all right, well, he's only in the 70s and 80s, going to might as well just leave him out there. You know what I mean? So that could probably be one of the factors. Because 3-0, 7 strikeouts, that just tells you that he probably had a lot of ground outs or pop outs. You know what I mean?
I mean, listen, he had a good day. I mean, especially if you think
Hey,
about it. You're a kid, right? You come up, right? You got some spunk in you. These guys have never seen you, and if you have 5 pitches, you're gonna succeed. You know what I'm saying? If you
yeah,
have
that's
five,
true.
you know what I'm saying? That's how it works, man. When you're new on the block and nobody knows your shit, bro, and you got 5 pitches, bro, you're gonna succeed. You're gonna succeed. This is why, this is how it works. After a while, when they catch on, they're like, all right, I've seen this guy a couple of times. I know what he has. They watch the tape and shit. They're like, all right, he's gonna throw this. He's gonna throw that. I see how he set me up. That's it. Now he's fucked. You know what I'm saying? Because now he's gonna get hit. But
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I'm saying? That's how baseball works. But lightning round time, and
Ding 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 ding
and
ding.
and you can answer these questions. I want yes, no's, and then when I say
Why?
no. When I say elaborate, that's when you dive deep, and it has to be fast. All right, I don't want you thinking too hard. All right. So now, are the Mets gonna make the playoffs?
No.
Should we fire Mendoza?
Uh, fire him and then Stearns.
Oh man, you just took the
But
next question right out of my mouth. Okay, so fire Stearns too. Okay, say no more. Do you think that we should sell now?
yeah, you could sell, but you're not gonna get much in return
Okay.
because you have
Do
too
you
much money tied up to people.
okay? Do you include Lindor?
No, too much money tied up. No one wants him. Plus, he's getting older.
Wow, good.
Unless you know, you can get it. The only way I trade Lindor is if you know a team is really desperate and they're willing to give you one of their top tier prospects. That's the only way. If you're not gonna get top tier prospect, don't do it.
Good fucking answer.
It's
Soto.
like it's like in football, right? You're only gonna trade somebody if you know you can get first round picks. If you're not gonna get first round picks or second round picks for the guy, don't even
Fuck,
bother talking
fuck.
to people.
Yeah. Soto. How about Soto? Dangle or no?
Oh hell no! You crazy? You just gave that guy $750 million. He'll be fine. You're not gonna. What team besides the Yankees? The only way you do that if the Yankees take
Don't
him
even try that
and
question
they
with
give
me.
all those
I'm
prospects, they're
asking
not
the
going to.
questions. I'm asking the
No,
questions. We'll get back to this one.
no,
We'll get back to this
they're
one.
not.
Anyway, think about
They're
that.
not
We'll
gonna
get back
trade
to
him.
that. Okay. Do you
No,
think they made a mistake by getting rid of Alonso and the core?
they only mistake with Alonso from a defensive standpoint. Yeah, his bat's been. His bat hasn't. Would his bat made a difference in this year? I don't think so because he's not really making a difference in Baltimore. But it's still early in the year. I don't know. Talk to me in August and see where we are. If he just starts killing it in Baltimore and he's starting to wake up, then I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. But right now, nah, he's not the reason why you're losing. Y'all losing because the guys that you are signed either injured or just not producing, just been underperforming and not to their standards.
Do you think we made a mistake with Diaz by not really going after him?
No, because where is he now? He's hurt. So the answer's
No.
no.
Okay, say
And
no
plus, he
more.
didn't want to go with you no more. He
Okay.
told you.
Do you think he's gonna get banned from baseball or fired by the Dodgers because of the cockfighting?
No, because
Mm.
he'll get suspended, but it's not like steroids or like dogfighting. You know what I mean? It's just remember in Puerto Rico it's legal. It's
It's
legal,
not
but in the
I-
U.S. and he
what do you
plays for
think?
U.S. teams, so
Yeah, but it's
I
not
don't think
legal.
it's as big as a
It
deal,
was
huh?
banned in 2019. It was banned in Puerto
Oh, it
Rico.
was banned. Okay, so who knows when he was doing it? If he was doing it afterwards, but either way, I don't think it's
Okay.
no. They're just gonna deal with it because they gave him a lot of money too. Unless
Okay.
they know they can get out of that deal and they don't have to pay him any more money, then that's the only way they let him go. But that's not the case.
Do you think the Mets should go after Trevor Bauer?
Yes, because he was proved to be found not guilty in the eyes of the judicial system, whatever it is. He was not found guilty. Nothing was charged against him. But in the eyes of of the world or fans or whatever you want to call it, social media, whatever you want to call it, the eyes of your general peers, they think he's guilty. Yeah, what he did was kind of inappropriate. Yeah, sleeping around. Okay, that's each person's gonna say that's immoral or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, he didn't do anything wrong from a legal standpoint. Now you can say, well, legally he wasn't found, but he was still sued. Okay, suing and defamations are different than criminal, suits, whatever the case is. So I don't know. Either way, the only way the Mets would go after Bauer is if you're in the playoff run and you're doing well and you lost the pitcher and you need a guy to fill in. That's the only way they're gonna do it. But the Mets are not gonna bring him. I like Bauer. Is he a jackass? Yes, he's annoying. He's obsessed with Twitter and he's got the he likes to go back at the fans. He doesn't hold back. Which is great. But if your team's like, oh, this is a headache, so probably not. But
I
will
mean,
somebody
it's a
give him a
headache,
chance?
but
No.
it's a good headache. It's a good headache to have, knowing that
If
that
he's
guy's gonna go out
producing,
there. Yeah, of course he's gonna produce.
but the Long Island Ducks is not MLB. Come on, man. That's a
I know, but
retirement league.
don't forget that this guy
He's
has
30 something years old,
with
34
them.
years old.
He has a lot to prove though. But
Yeah.
that was the end of the round, and you did pretty fucking well. I gotta say, you were quick.
So what were your answers? All right. So this question's back to you. What would you do with the
You know,
Mets?
you know the answers. I would turn it into a youth movement,
You would
and
just do a garage sale, massive garage sale,
massive. I don't give a fuck if
getting
I
rid of
don't
the
get.
house.
I'm getting rid of the whole house, Lindor and Soto. And now back to the Soto situation. You say that if the Mets dangle Soto, there's gonna be more than 6, 7 suitors because not only have 2 years gone by,
You're gonna get a
the,
big haul back,
you're gonna get a big hole back, all
like
right?
San Diego did. Remember?
And yes, but it was different because it wasn't $500 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
that's true.
there are
700.
there's teams out there that are willing to spend $500 million to attain Juan Soto. Because it's like opening up the floodgates all over again. You know what I'm saying? Because now the money, it's not an issue about the money. You already know how much money you're going to have to come up with. It's not like you have to work out a deal with the guy and his agent. You already know what the number is, and you know what he's going to be able to do for your team. So for $500 million and some prospects, you can have Juan Soto. There's going to be more than 7 suitors.
Yeah, but the thing is the problem is okay. Here's the only way that trade works. All right, okay, we'll give you all these guys, but out of that $750 million, you got to eat up $300 million of that contract.
Nah.
The Mets aren't doing that.
Of course not.
That's the only way.
Happen. That's gonna be
no
that's
team is going to take $700,000 or $700 million.
It's not $700 million anymore. It's not.
Whatever. He's only played 1 year there, 2 years, going into the
2
second year.
years. All right then. After this year's over, that's it. The Mets already paid half of it. You know what I'm saying? Come on. There's gonna be 1,000 suitors for that guy. Stop playing with me. Even you guys might do it. You guys have money. You guys might fucking just plunk the money down and say, you know what? Now we're gonna fucking really do this shit.
Oh my gosh, Baltimore would do that. They would have to trade Jackson Holiday, Kobe Mayo.
Nobody wants that trash. You can keep that
Colton
trash.
Cowser. I'm just telling you what Baltimore would have to trade. You'd have to trade Gibson, the pitcher they called up today. They would have. Oh my gosh, no. Nah, he would play well in Baltimore. Don't get me wrong. That's true.
Of course,
you do well. Him and Alonso. Oh my gosh, who knows?
Exactly. Oh, you see? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
but exactly. You know who would go after him? The Yankees. Because oh my gosh,
as they already
Judge, Soto, and they've been great success.
Yeah.
All right, bye Grisham, goodbye. Because you could put Soto in center field. Yeah, he's not that great there, but he'll play there. Or move Bellinger to center, put him in.
Yeah, you just make him a DH, bro. That's it. Case closed, bro.
Or DH, yeah, but then you'd have Stanton's out of the.
Fuck Stanton, he's out of his mind already.
He's old.
He's old, bro.
Baseball wise.
Exactly. So But that was a good episode, bro.
Oh, Craig texted back. He said, I need a break from this New York mess. I'm exhausted from it. I have not felt this way in a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to text him. Are you slowly dying? Your soul has died.
Yeah. His soul died 2 days ago. Trust me. He was ranting and shit. You were making fun of him. He lost it, bro. He lost it already, bro. But peace, brother. Peace to everyone listening out there. And
see y'all. See you next week.
Peace, bro.
Later, bro.
You keep on running around with other women in town.
Bluetooth disconnected.
I've had enough of